Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Dion back with a daily Fanduel lineup building video. And as you guys can already see in the description below, definitely gonna be doing some Draftkings, man. I'm pretty much done with Fanduel, man. I found that Draftkings is a lot easier and it just makes it. Well, I wouldn't say easier, but well, kind of, yeah. Actually, you can because the main problem I have with FanDuel is like that win is necessary as far as the pitchers go. So like a lot of times if I go contrarian in a tournament and I have one if you pick the wrong pitcher, you're most likely done unless you just have guys that are like hitting that like double donging or whatnot. So I'm like, all right, DK seems to be more of a place of skill and you really need a good pitcher and that is efficient. Not because FanDuel, you don't lose points for hits. Like if your pitcher gives up a hit or you walk somebody hit by a pitch or anything like that. So that's why I kind of like DraftKings more. It makes you really pick. Like if how can I explain this? Pretty much they don't reward you for loading up the bases and then getting a lucky double play to end the inning. So like if you keep walking guys on, you're losing points. And even if you had like 8 Ks, it won't matter because you had a bunch of men on base that whole time. So that's the main reason why I like playing on DraftKings. But I'm still going. My name on Twitter is Daily FD Lime, so we're still gonna do some FanDuel videos. And I'm actually gonna play on here today too. So definitely, well, just for tournaments. But my cash games will be on DK. So stay tuned for that. But to jump right into it, the first game we got on the slate is the Nationals versus the Cardinals. And I think this guy will be pretty high on today. And I'm not exactly sure the reason, but Max Scherzer versus the Cardinals, man. Now this guy, let's go take a look at his price real quick. This guy is 10.9, pretty much 11K, and he's had too many struggles with lefties, man. I've actually played lefties against him in the pen, and it's worked out pretty well. So, and the Cardinals, let's go see where they rank versus right-handed pitching. Let's go see how many guys. Because I just watched the Roto Grinders video where the guy had Max Scherzer as the top play, his high price pitcher, and I think he was high on him in cash. But let's go look at this. Let's load this up even more. Let's say 40 at bats. All right, for the people that mainly play. All right, so if you're looking at this right now, you can already see the Cardinals are extremely well ahead in righties. Matt Adams right now with the 412 Woba, Ledmus Diaz, Matt Carpenter, Brandon Moss, Molina, Hazelbake is pretty darn good. Holiday is pretty darn good. Gritchett is starting to come around as far as Woba goes. But if you look at this weighted runs created, WRC plus, they've actually been destroying right-handed pitcher. Now I know it's Scherzer, but he's pretty elite versus right-handers. I give him that. At his lefty numbers real quick. Okay, look at the FIP and XFIP to right. He's pretty darn good. He's K'ing them at 42%. So pretty much he's untouchable versus righties. He's not walking them at all. But now let's go look at the lefty stat. Giving up a 305 batting average, a 428 WOBA. But this guy cannot get out any lefties, and I'm almost certain the Cardinals going to load up on them today. Look at the FIP and XFIP. Horrible versus lefties. He's still K'ing them at a decent mark, but the walks are way up. 12.5% is too high for an elite pitcher. Let's go look at the hard contact. Pretty good. Pretty much a fly ball pitcher. He's living with the fly ball line drive rate higher than we like. But the home run of fly balls actually was killing me at 23.7. And I'm a guy like I think his last start. What's his last start versus the Mets? If it was, that's when I played Conforto versus him. That actually panned out. He had a home run off him. But if it wasn't, I'm just telling you guys. I can't trust this man, especially if the Cardinals thought a bunch of lefties. If they only thought maybe 2 Matt Adams and probably I think Carpenter should be back today. Let's make sure of that. Okay, yeah. So I think the one game was just rest. Okay. Oh, paternity. Oh, he was away because he had a kid. So. Damn. So he might not actually be back till tomorrow. So that's actually looking good for Scherzer now that I think about it. Because you take Carpenter out the lineup, what lefties are gonna throw at him? Matt Adams is pretty good. He could throw a Hazelbaker at him, and who else? Oh yeah, Brandon Moss. But those are all guys that strike out a lot. So I'm not quite sure how to feel about it. But man, Scherzer, he's having his problems with lefties, and until he fixes that, I can't trust him in anything really, to be honest. Especially not at that price. tournaments, and at his price, there's just no need to do it against a team that's crushing right-handed pitching. So definitely a fade for me. Now on the other side of the ball, we got Jaime Garcia, who's been struggling a little bit. He's had a bunch of good games, and just it's either he's good or he's bad. There's no in between like a decent game for him. But let's go look at his numbers. Pretty good on the surface because he's actually having a good year this year, but just a little bit inconsistencies here. FIP and XFIP pretty good. He's striking out batters uh, at a good margin too, man. He wasn't this good of a strikeout pitcher last year, but he stepped it up. Ground ball rate is still good, so you get him here versus the Nats, who's been pretty inconsistent, but they do have quite a few guys that can hit lefties. We got the Michael Taylor, Jason Worth, Anthony Rendon, Wilson Ramos, career lefty killer. Ryan Zimmerman hit lefties well throughout his career. And I mean, for Fanduel, what you necessarily need to win. I'm not quite sure if I can take the chance on him, but he is at a decent price. Oh no, that's Draftkings pricing. Let's see. Oh, he's only and it's still 8K on Fanduel. It's still a decent price, but I'm just not gonna do it on the road. No, Max Scherzer is an ace, so I can't guarantee he's gonna get the win there. And the Nets, I'm not quite. Let's see how much they strike out to lefties before I can do that play. You already know the pitcher's like 1 to 2 free Ks. Let's do. I didn't do much research yesterday either, so I'm kind of doing this off the top. And they haven't even faced 40 at bats versus lefties. So let's see how they fared versus them. You're not really caring about Espinosa, Michael Taylor, 328 Woba, 353 BABIP. So when he's not striking out, he's pretty much on base. Third, almost fourth for the time. Ryan Zimmerman, okay, he's hitting them pretty well. Anthony Rendon, Bryce Harper's even have a high high Woba, but not really got us putting the ball in play and doing much. Daniel Murphy's actually hitting lefty surprisingly well, and Jason Worth's killing it right now. So definitely got and Worth, Rendon, and Zimmerman are all like career lefty killers. So I just don't want to take that chance with the guy's been pretty inconsistent, but he does have quite a few good games as well. So let's go take a look at him real quick. 8K is pretty darn good price, and the pitcher's park too. That's what I like about him. Pretty much got shelled by Arizona last game. Finished with -8. He only lasted 2 innings. But that's what I was talking about. The inconsistencies there. He died versus Colorado as well. So I don't. This could be a good game for him to bounce back before then. Look, he's had. Oh, I think Arizona just owns him. I think it's Arizona because look, he got a 78. That's against Milwaukee. The Cubs, we expect them to hit him up. Arizona shelled them okay. And look, he got hit up by Washington too. Then he had a good game versus Philly. Then he comes back with a good game versus the Angels. So he's getting the strikeouts. He's just giving up runs with them. So definitely not a guy I can trust right now. So we can kind of move on from there. Yeah, so maybe if you want to on the shot, maybe Michael Taylor. He's 2.2 on FanDuel. So if he's leading off, which you most likely will, because I doubt they'll play revenge versus lefty. You can definitely take him at a bargain price, man. Half a million. I think you can run him in cash or tournaments just because he has the stolen base upside as well too. Every time he leads off, I feel like he goes off too. So I like him a lot. The next game we got Toronto Blue Jays against the Red Sox, man. Now the Red Sox have been on fire, and Aaron Sanchez is a pretty good pitcher, so I don't know what to do here. But Joe Kelly's definitely a guy I want to pick on. Let's go take a look at some of his splits. I think he's had quite a few good games this year too, but I think he's only pitched like 2 or 3 games, if I'm not mistaken, or it feels like it. Yeah. So if you're looking at these innings pitched, he's really has probably only played like 3 games maybe. So let's look at the split so far. The WOBA is extremely high. That means he's walking a bunch of bats. But let's go take a look at last year since this is small sample size. Last year he had a problem with righties, not so much with lefties. Let's go see some of the FIP, the next FIP. So yeah, he definitely always had problems with righties. 1.41 home runs per 9. Home run to fly balls on 19.2. Okay, pretty decent. Giving up a lot of hard contact. So this definitely not a guy I definitely want to have any exposure to, but you definitely could pick on him there. So let's see the projected line. Batista leading off, and look, we seen he's having trouble with righties. So of course the Blue Jays have nothing but righties. So you got Bautista, Donaldson, E5. I'm not sure if Tulo will be back in the lineup. Russell Martin just freaking double donked in New York the other day at Yankee Stadium. Pilar's pretty good. I'm not sure if Travis will play versus the righty today. We'll take a look at that. But let's go see if they have any BVP on them. Because this is a division game, so I'm almost certain they faced off before. Uh, let's go take a look at it, man. And I actually remember last game because I think I played people versus Kelly last game, and it wasn't panning out too much. Because he wasn't giving up runs, he was just walking everybody on base and getting out the jam. 8 for 4, 2 for 13, just with 1 home run. Let's see the main guy's 9 for 17. Okay, E5, 4 for 11, 1 home run. Russell Martin, 5 for 17, 1 home run. Paredes, 4 for 2. Pilar, 3 for 11. Only 1 extra base hit. All right. Okay. Michael Saunders, 1 for 7. Smoke, 2 for 3. 2 for Devin Travis, 2 for 5, 1 home run. 2 little 0 for 6. So it seems like a few of these guys have some decent BVP on them there. Not too big of a sample size, but definitely enough for me to look at them. Now let me take a look at some of these Blue Jays bats prices before I can even guarantee. Okay, E5 is pretty cheap, 3,600 for a guy that career-wise hits righties pretty well, and he's at home in the hitter's park. Definitely can take some of that. Donaldson, cheap as hell on Fanduel, 3,600. Well, Tulo's dealing with an injury. Then we got Bob. I'm not paying Batista. I'm not paying 4,500 for Batista, so that's out of there. Even if he homers, I wouldn't be mad. That's just too much for me today. Let's see, he's about to double down again. Boston has a pretty decent bullpen. When I stack players versus a pitcher, I like to stack them against bad pitchers with a bad bullpen. So, I mean, they are at home and they usually go off at home, but this Blue Jays team has been the most inconsistent, and that's why you see their prices the way they are, because they just haven't been last year's Blue Jays, and they've been struggling quite a bit. So, if I'm going to take any exposure, it'd probably be E5. I like E5 the most, man. Cheap cheap first baseman. Let me see some of these other third base. Okay. First baseman is always the position that there's gonna be like 4 or 5 guys that homer from there. So you definitely want to get the homer and upside guys at first base. So that's probably what I'm looking for from him. So let's see Aaron Sanchez splits. I'm not fully awake, so if my voice sounds raspy or something like that, that's the reason why. Let's take a look at some of Sanchez splits. He's doing pretty good this year. Just needs to slow down with the walks against lefties. But as far as batting averages goes, he has some good stuff. The Ks are looking pretty decent, but against a Boston team, I'm not even sure if any of these numbers mean much. But John Gray just locked them up yesterday. He did pretty well, so it's only carrying him at 20.4%. Probably still throw some lefties out there at him. The ground ball rate is through the roof. It's what you like, man. The home run and fly ball is pretty good. So I like this here, man. Let's go see if he has some BVP against him. But I know that even if they do, it probably won't mean much because he definitely got a lot better from last year. But let's just take a look at it real quick. I like this guy's stuff too. Okay, so he's done pretty good against Boston too. But not much BVP there. Only person that has 10 at bats is Pedroia if you include the walk. So that's 11 plate appearances. Ortiz 11 plate appearances. Bogarts is slow. Hasn't done much against him. Mookie Betts 4 out of 10 if you include the walk. I don't know. This Aaron Sanchez is a pretty decent enough pitcher to me. Well, I don't think he does or anything like that. And a lot of these Boston guys are priced up. Look at Big Poppy's price, $4,700. Can't pay that for him. But yeah, man, this game's pretty much a fade for me. Maybe I'll take E5. That's about it. 4 from there. So, and that's just for tournaments. That's just how it goes for tournaments. And I have enough respect for Aaron Sanchez to not really stack against him or anything. But Boston has been abusing almost every pitcher for the most part. So it could work out, man. But their price is just so much that I don't even want exposure to it. Next, we have Mike Wright in the Baltimore Orioles versus the Cleveland Indians and Trevor Bauer. Now, I think Bauer has actually improved a little bit this year as far as the walks go. Still a gas can, so you can definitely take a look at him. Get some numbers here. I think he's having trouble with lefties, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, yes, he is. 434 WOBA, 362 batting average to lefties, only giving up 3 home runs. Let's see how this goes. The FIP and XFIP is extremely bad. Not really K'ing lefties, all right. He's not K'ing them, but righties not having much success as far as when they put the ball in play. But the XFIP was letting us know it might be a little bit of luck there. So let's go take a look at the batted ball. Okay, he's only a 44% ground ball pitcher, 45 to righties. Home run to fly ball versus lefties is up there. Not giving up much hard contact. But let's take a look at what ballpark this is in. This is in Indians. I think that's just like a neutral field. Let's see where they actually rank in ballpark factors. Mm. That's another thing I like to look at too sometimes. I don't think it's necessarily a hitter's park, but I think it's more of a neutral park. Let's see. We can actually look at the last look through the last 2 years, see where they rank in home runs. So let's try to find them real quick. And I'm actually gonna try to speed through these videos because I don't want to spend 2 hours on the stream. What the hell is Cleveland? All right, so 11 and all right, that's for this year. Now let's go look at last year. It might be in between. Cleveland. Yeah, so they've been more of an in between park. So I guess are we really scared of any bats from Baltimore side right now? They are pretty cold. If there's anybody I'm gonna take, it'd probably be Pedro Alvarez. 2.8K for a guy just homered the other day. I played him too, man. I also played Crush Davis, who disappointed me. But I said I'm bugging right now. I'm matching the Orioles against their own pitcher. Just because I just woke up. But yeah, Kipnis is definitely in play. Lindor is in play. Jose Ramirez has been doing pretty well. He's definitely in play. He's been homering a lot. Carlos Santana, if he bats leadoff, damn, a lot of these Indians are in play versus Mike Wright. But the guy I feel the most comfortable with most likely be Kipnis, maybe Lindor. Let's go see how they fare versus righties. For the most part, it was a little streak when Carlos Santana was killing it. Okay, but I just can't trust him with this 239 BABIP. But his woe was up there. He walks a lot, man. He's showing some play discipline, just he's not putting the ball in play often, but in the right spots. Kipnis, definitely like him, 326 BABIP, 362 WOBA. Jose Ramirez heating up, 343, so you could definitely get some exposure to him. Where's Lindor? Am I blind right now? Lindor didn't. What the hell? What the hell? Oh, I'm blind as hell right here. He's 305. He definitely does better against lefties as opposed to righties. But man, when the pitcher's that bad, it doesn't matter. Plus, Lindor, I like him for the stolen base upside too. He's been heating up a little bit, so definitely can't go wrong with any Indians here. And we'll take a look at Trevor Bauer now. This what happens when you wake up, you make dumb mistakes. I'm gonna take a look at the chat, see what you guys are talking about. If anybody's in there, let's see. So Dan, what's going on? This should be very insightful too to build quality line. Sanchez overpriced at 8.7. Yeah, I definitely agree that. On against yo, that's right, man. I think DK does that too. They price you according to matchups, so we'll take a look at that too. But let me get back to where I was at. Yeah, Trevor Bauer. Let's go take a look at some of his splits. Now he's done a lot better this year than he did last year. But this guy's always been somebody that had a lot of strikeout upside, but he just walks so much. He just walks so many batters, and it looks like he's keeping that under control this year. When you look at well, as far as batting average to WOBA, that's a big difference. But still 300 WOBA to righties, 332 to lefties. Not the worst in the world. The FIP and next FIP, right? Those are average as far as to righties, just below average there. So maybe we want to pick on them there. The Orioles have been so cold lately. I don't really want to play anybody from them, especially with their prices jacked up. Especially with this. Look at this walk rate to righties, 12.2, pretty darn high. He's not giving up much hard contact either. He's been pretty much a ground ball pitcher. So if he's not walking himself into trouble, he should be a pretty decent tournament play versus the Orioles. I actually played Lance McCullers yesterday against them too, expecting that. If only he could have lasted like another inning, I would have cashed on DK in my tournament. But I still appreciate what he did. He had like 10 Ks versus them, Shoemaker had like close to 10 Ks versus them. Jared Weaver was K'ing them. Yeah, I have to actually go look at it, see how bad they've been in the last week. Let's see. Let's see if they show the last 7 days. I think they do. I might have passed it. Okay, yeah, I definitely passed it. So last 7 days, let's see where the Orioles rank. We're gonna see where they rank against the whole league as far as strikeouts go. They came at 32.8% within the last week. The Brewers 33, Astros 29. Even the Mets are up there too. But I think the Mets, did they play Kershaw within the last week? I think they did, if I'm not mistaken. I think they played some pretty decent. Oh, they played Strasburg. Yeah, they played Strasburg, and they played. I think they played Scherzer. So I think it's been Strasburg and Scherzer in the last 2 weeks. So I'm not gonna overreact to that. But the Orioles have been playing some bad pitchers, like Jared Weaver, Matt Shoemaker, and then Lance McCullers just had 10K. Colin McHugh had 10Ks versus them. So they've pretty much just been getting struck out by the world right now. So uh, it's definitely not far-fetched to play Trevor Bauer in the tournament. If he's not walking himself into problems, he's always a pretty good. He's always a pretty good play. So I like him there. But if I'm playing any bats versus him, maybe Alvarez. Uh, Possibly. Oh damn, Machado's priced up. I can't do 4.1 for that team. But yeah, maybe Alvarez, man, at 2.8, he might be worth it. Played him last time, he produced something pretty solid for me, so can't be mad at him there. So I think we kind of move on to the next game. And let's see, they projected to put up quite a few runs though. If you're looking at this projected score, 4.8 for the Indians, 4.2 for the Orioles. So who knows, man? Could definitely pay out. And next we have Chris Archer and the Tampa Bay Rays versus the New York Yankees and Masahiro Tanaka. Man, Tanaka's been pitching pretty good. He's probably one of the few Yankee pitchers that have actually went 7 innings like multiple times. I think CC just won 7 last game. Evaldi, I think he's done it 1 or 2 times, but for the most part, Tanaka always gives you a solid outing. Then he gets the Tampa Bay Rays today. We've been struggling a little bit with righties on the season. We can actually go take a look at that there. See the Wobas, see the isolated power. But I do know for a fact, man, that guy Logan Morrison's heating up, so we might want to be careful there. Let's see, but Tanaka's always done pretty good versus lefties. So let's go see where the Rays rank against righties as far as Woba goes. K's picking up there a little bit, but they're still Kane at 26%. WRC plus isn't nothing crazy, and Tanaka actually has a big ballpark to play in today. So that's the only problem he's had is giving up home runs, and that's what happens when you play at Yankee Stadium. So it's a small ballpark. It's easy to get at. Like most fly balls to right field usually just leave the park. So let's go look. You can already see right now. Look at his ERA at home and look at it on the road. So yeah, away versus lefties. Okay, he's done pretty good versus righties and lefties here. WOP is extremely low. You can just look at it from the actual season total. So he hasn't given up any home runs on the road, and he's given up 6 at home. So that tells you a lot. Definitely like him here. The FIP and XFIP is extremely well. Kane, I'm at a pretty decent margin, so I like that 22 and 20 there. Not bad at all. 32.9 hard percent won't mean much, especially in this ballpark. And he's pretty much the batted ball to lefty is extremely great with the 62% ground ball. That split finger, he throws a lot, so that's what leads to a lot of them. So let's go take a look at his price on Fanduel. 9,900. I think that's a pretty decent price. Now I will be I know I'm a Yankees fan and I'm trying not to be biased, but I actually like Chris Archer here, man, versus the Yankees. So that would probably be the main reason I wouldn't play Tanaka on FanDuel, just because you kind of want that win. But I think Chris Archer's in a great spot. He's had some command problems, but for the most part, he's still generating a decent swing and strike percent. The FIP, if you look at his FIP and exit, don't look at the WOBA, but he's had some command issues, so that's the main thing. But it's mostly the righties. He's containing lefties, and the Yankees are gonna throw nothing but lefties at him. But if you look at his FIP and XFIP, the lefties extremely good. 31.3 K% to lefties. The walks are up there, man. If he can just find command of that slider, he can be an extremely great tournament player. Let's see what his price is on FanDuel. 9,400. I'm not a fan of that price, but I was looking on DK and he's extremely cheap on there. So that's what made me even really like take a look at Archer deep today. But yeah, man, it could actually work out, man. It definitely might be worth it on DK. Let's look. 7,900 on here is too cheap for Archer for a guy with that K upside, and he's still carrying a bunch of people. If he can just stop walking batters, man, he could be a solid tournament play. But as far as FanDuel goes, man, I can't trust him there, especially with Tanaka pitching. You need the win. And he's been too inconsistent for my liking. But definitely a nice little sneaky play there. So I like him a little bit. There's nobody from the Yankees I want against him. But the Yankees bets have been heating up, so I'm kind of tempted to fade him. So most likely I'll probably have him on DK, no exposure to him on FanDuel. But I think this could be a good play, and I really don't want bats from either side. I actually like both pitchers, so that's kind of a wash. And if you look at the Vegas sides, 102 favorite in favor. Oh, actually, this is even. Look at both runs, 3.5. So it's pretty much a pick 'em. So next we can move on to the Dodgers versus the Mets, man. Let's look at the over/under. It's pretty darn low, under 7 here. You got Jacob DeGrom versus Julio Urias. I don't know how you say the dude's last name. I just know he's a call-up. He's one of the top prospects in baseball. So, and he's a lefty, which is what we like against the Mets, man. The Mets have had a lot of problems with lefties this year. Let's go actually look where they rank. Let's see. I'm kind of sick, so let me go on. Okay, let's see where they rank in WOBA. Scroll down. So they rank 21st in WOBA, Kane at 27.6%. BABIP pretty low. The WRC plus is pretty low. Now the only problem I have with Urias is that we don't know much about him, man. But we do know he's a top prospect. I read a little bit about him, how he's been playing in AAA. His ERA is under 2. He got some decent strikeout stuff. And he's a pretty good pitcher, man. That's for the most part. But it might be worth a look in tournaments. I think I saw something about you might get some bullpen time. Okay. All right. So, but for today, he's definitely projected. He's definitely going to start today. I don't know if he's going to be on a pitch count. So that's the only thing I'm worried about. But at his price, let me see what his price is on DK. The difference. Find him. Did I miss him? Hold on. Oh, he's priced up there today. 7,600. Versus the Mets. I kind of like that, man. Want to do a little bit more research on him too, but we can actually look at his minor league numbers too here. And he's only 19 years old. That's how they don't like most major league teams don't bring up a 19-year-old. K per 9 in the minors, 9.66. Well, he doesn't walk anybody. He doesn't give up much home runs. BABIP is extremely low. Left on base pretty good. FIP, ERA is pretty good. So pretty much what I expect from him here is, well, what I would want from him at this price, maybe 6 innings, 5 Ks. Probably don't want any earned runs, especially because if he gets into any trouble here, he might die. So that's my only problem with him, is that you don't know how a 19-year-old is going to handle being called up to the majors. But for right now, he's been balling in AAA, and he plays in one of the best leagues for hitters. So I guess it shouldn't be that tough for him. But the Mets, they have some pretty good lefty hitters like Cespedes and David Wright. But after that, you get a shaky team. So have no problem with Urias. Let's go look at the chat. I think K's in last week are a bit iffy. Last 2 weeks is more accurate. That can be true, but when you're K'ing to people like Matt Shoemaker and Jared Weaver, I don't believe in you. I just lose all faith. Don't think so. My tweet Archer struggles with Ellsbury, 16 for 74 against Archer. Yeah, I don't want that because the Yankees are pitching. Yeah, that's the only thing. Oh yeah, Yaris is on the pitch count. That's the only thing I don't like about the Yankees don't strike out much, but man, Archer's still a guy that's gonna strike out at least 6 or 7 bats, man. I do know Ellsbury has the BVP on him. So let's go take a look at it. There's no weather concerns today, really, just for the KC and the White Sox game, which I don't think is on the slate. But let's go take a look at BVP as far as Archer versus the Yankees. Let's see. So he's pretty much 260 average, 343 weight on base. Teixeira's not that good anymore. A-Rod's just coming back from off a rehab assignment. McCann's pretty decent BVP. But McCann, we all know McCann's not that great away from Yankee Stadium. Headley, I don't believe. Didi. The weird thing about Didi is he got better versus left-handed pitching than against right-handed pitching, which is weird. He's kind of like a reverse splits guy right now. Brett Gardner, 7 for 27. That's pretty good. Ellsbury was 16.24. He definitely got some BVP there. He's leading off. Let's take a look at his price on FanDuel. I know he has to be somewhere around 3,500 because he hit a home run in Oakland. He's had some pretty decent games. He had a pretty decent series in Oakland, actually. All right, so yeah. I'm not a fan of that price versus Archer. But still a decent play there. So let's go back. Let's see the projected lineup. Beltran. Let's see if Beltran has a BVP on him. I might have missed it. Okay, 2 for 16. So for the most part, Archer's kept these guys in check. If he can just limit the walks, I think he have a good game here. And I'm a Yankees fan saying this, but especially with that price on DK, it's kind of hard to turn that down. Not a fan of him on FanDuel at that price where the win is needed. But okay, let's go down. Next game, actually. Oh, yeah, I'm bugging. I'm still on the Dodgers game, my fault. Now, Jacob deGrom, man. This guy, ever since he lost his velocity, he's been struggling a bit. I think he's lost like 2 miles per hour on his fastball. And then it just feels like he lost. He doesn't know how to pitch with the loss of velocity. He's been getting wrecked pretty much for the most part. Giving up 3 home runs, but earned runs. He's been pretty inconsistent, wasting a lot of pitches too. The strikeouts aren't there. The xFIP to lefties is pretty bad, but the FIP, he's not giving up the home runs. That's the only thing. The hard contact is there, not an extreme ground ball pitcher. So it's just like he's like in that in between spot where you don't want to play him, but you don't want to play anybody against him because he's not dying. He's just not having pretty good outings for what we expect from deGrom. So a freaking home runs to Ramon Flores, I think the dude's name is, from the Brewers. He just, man, he was chalk versus the Brewers his last time and didn't do anything special. Let's see. 7 Ks, still has 7 Ks, but 24 FanDuel points. Come on, man. I think he gave up 3 or 4 runs, if I'm not mistaken, too. And definitely didn't get the win. And with Urias pitching, definitely don't want to have any exposure to him. But let's go back. This game's pretty much a wash. I probably don't want to have exposure on either side to either team because the Dodgers are trash, but deGrom is trash right now. Can't really trust them. So we'll probably move on from there. Just give me Urias in a tournament for FanDuel. Possibly, I don't know how I feel about it on FanDuel. You probably don't even need the win if he gets the Ks. But next game we have on the board, Miami Marlins at the Atlanta Braves. Marlins 137 favorites. Projected put up a decent amount of runs, only 4 versus William Perez, who has his struggles with lefties, man. Yelich needs to come back. Let's see if he's anywhere close to back with these back spasms he's been having. Okay. Damn, they haven't told us much about him, but Yelich is the GOAT. I call him the OBP guy, on base percentage guy. And if he's playing, he's definitely a lock for me. Let's take a look at Williams Perez numbers. Definitely has some struggles with lefties. Okay. Splits. Oh, he's actually fared a little bit better, man. 303 woba, but if you look at last year, he was horrible versus lefties. 370 woba, 300 batting average. But let's go take a look at the FIP and xFIP, see if his numbers are lying to us. And they actually are, man. You see his FIP 4.94, 4.99 against lefties. Not really carrying on much, 15%. We're definitely not a believer in those numbers. So if you get any good lefty hitters like Dietrich, righty hitters like Dietrich, Suzuki, I think he might be Suzuki leading off. He's still 2.3 on FanDuel. Oh my god! And this guy gets like 2 or 3 hits every game. It feels like he's in a slump right now. He's won 0 for 5 the last 2 games. But before that, he was on the. Look at the hit streak he's on. 4 for 4. Every time he came in, 1 for 1, 1 for 1. So for the most part, this guy's been pretty consistent, batting over 300 versus right-handed pitching. He doesn't strike out either. So let's go take a look. How the Marlins fare versus righties. Let's look at some. Let's scroll down to the splits. Fine. Alrighty, but for the most part, definitely liking some Dietrich and okay, they don't have him as qualified because he hasn't played enough. So I think he's had 40 at bats. Oh yeah, he definitely has. He's batting 350 versus right-handed pitching. Y'all batting 305. Dietrich batting 304. I don't even care who's pitching. Freaking Marcell Zuna. He's been killing it lately, man. This guy's ever so consistent, but I'm pretty sure he's priced extremely high on FanDuel. 4,200. I just can't pay 4,200 for Zuna. But he's killing it right now. Look at his game log. He hasn't hit in 9 of his last 10 games. 1, 2, 3, 5 multi-hit games in 5 of his last 6 games. So pretty darn consistent there. Definitely has some home run upside, 3 in his last 10. So definitely like him, but just can't pay that price for him. I think let's go take a look at who's pitching. Okay, Adam Conley. Now we definitely like lefties versus the Braves. But let's go see. Now Conley is a guy that I just never believe in, man. I stacked against him, but this is the Braves. I stacked against him a few times. It's hurt me before. Wow, why is he a reverse? This guy's a reverse splits pitcher. He's giving up a 430 WOBA, 395 batting average to lefties, 12 runs. Okay, this is weird as hell. But he's, for whatever reason, pitching better on the road. Might have just been the team's play. But this guy's FIP and XFIP to lefties extremely bad. Not carrying lefties at all. I don't understand it. I really don't understand. He's walking lefties and righties too much for my liking. But it is the Braves, so anything's possible there. FIP, pretty much an average pitcher versus righties. Let's go look at the hard contact. All right, a 33.3 hard contact. Fly ball pitcher at that. He hasn't given up much home runs, but he also plays in a big ballpark too. So, and are there any lefties with pop from the Braves? Maybe you can be contrarian and go Jeffrey and Cole in the tournament lineup. Let's see. Jeffrey and Cole's batting 320 versus lefties. Let's go look at the ISO. Only a 140 ISO though, man. But let's see the batter ball for these guys. See who's actually hitting it hard. Tyler Flowers 44, but he strikes out a lot. Jeffrey and Cole 40 home run to fly ball. Damn, Freddie Freeman has a 23.1 home run to fly ball. Why somebody have Freddie Freeman in the tournament? He double dunks for some weird reason, but yeah, maybe Conley. I watched Roto Grinder video. They like Conley as a mid-tier pitcher, but I'm just not gonna do it, man. We know the Braves suck versus lefties, but I never trust Conley, so that's a fade for me. So pretty much, if I'm gonna take anybody, Jeffrey, of course, 2.4 on FanDuel. That's pretty cheap. You can give me some exposure to him. Chase Darno, he's been hitting lefties all right at 2.6 leading off. Maybe some Tyler Flowers at 2.3, and these guys are extremely cheap, so. You definitely want to fit some expensive bats because this is a core slate. You can probably fit 2 or 3 core players, have a cheap pitcher like Urias, then take a cheap Atlanta batter. So, well, matter of fact, I would even say that you could just take Suzuki and move on. You don't need to force it with Atlanta bats. So, next we have on the slate. The Pittsburgh Pirates at the Texas Rangers. Cole Hamels on the mound. John Neese is on the mound. Definitely don't want to have any exposure to Cole Hamels, but for some strange reason, I feel like these guys have BVP on them. Just because the Pirates are pretty good versus lefties. You know, they kind of disappointed me a little bit yesterday, but I think they bounced back today. What else, Cole Hamels? Oh, here you go. All right, so let's go see if there's any PvP against him. I feel like there is. Okay, McCutcheon only 7 for 24 against him, 1 home run, 3 for 13, 3 for 8, 2 for 9, 3 for 4, 4 for 13, 1 for 9. So pretty much for the most part, none of you guys really own him. I guess Marte has a pretty good batting average and his 13 at bats. But for the most part, everybody else not so much. He's only given up 1 home run to these guys, and he's struck out 24 out of 87. That's a pretty decent margin. I'm not about to pull out the calculator and do the math on that, but let's go look at Cole Hamels' numbers this year. I think they're pretty darn good. I've been seeing him have a bunch of good games here. So, matter of fact, let's go look at the plate discipline first. 13.7 swing strike percentage, 81.4 zone contact, 34% outside swing. This guy just won't stop being a good pitcher, man. Even when we thought we could pick on him a lot last year. So damn, you're looking at this Woba. He's walking quite a few batters. 335 Woba to righties. The batting average is low, but I think the Pirates have some play discipline here. He's giving up 8 home runs too, so definitely not something we trust. The FIP is high, but the xFIP is low. Pretty good. It's K'ing him at a decent margin. I like that. Is he getting hit extremely hard? Not really, but the home run to fly ball rate is. I just can't. No, let's go look at the Pirates bats before we kill Cole Hamilton or really want to take some people against him. Damn, how's Polanco the only guy that's faced lefties that much? Give me 1 minute, guys, man. I'm coming down with a cold. All right, so as far as lefties goes, the best guy on the team, Josh Harrison, he bats around 7. 422 Woba, so Valley 396 Woba, Polanco 343, Mercer 340. I played him yesterday. He was trash. Screw him. Starling Marte 193 Woba. What the hell? Yeah, I felt like he was killing lefties last year. McCutcheon 326 with a 281 ISO. So the two guys that present the most power are McCutcheon and Polanco, but I'm not really believing in Polanco versus Paul Hamels. Let me go look at Marte because I felt like he was good versus lefties last year. Oh no, he's always been a reverse splits hitter. So never mind, man. Cole Hamels could be sneaky here, but I just never pick on the Pirates, whether it's with righties or lefties. So I'm probably gonna fade it here too. But I wouldn't actually be surprised if they went off. So let's go take a look at Nice now. This guy is a trash can. Okay. I think he's a reverse splits too. Okay, now 353 one for the lefties, 380 to righties. Pretty bad. We know to pick on him. FIP and xFIP bad there. Not really carrying righties too. So we get somebody like Ian Desmond, Adrian Beltre. Give me some Ryan Rulo, maybe some Elvis Andrus. Let's go look at some Texas bats now. I think Johnny's could die here today. I love a Texas stat too. What the hell is Johnny? Just because the Pirates bullpen has been one of the worst in the majors. So there's not too many guys with BVP here. So they really haven't faced him. Ian Desmond, 8 for 29, no home runs. Adrian Beltre, 1 for 3, 1 home run. Elvis Andrus, 1 for 1. So damn, this guys, they've really never faced him before. But I still think they line him up today. So you can still give me some lefty bats. Let's go take a look at how they fare versus lefties. Only good though. They just lit up Hector Santiago too. Ryan Rua with a 467 Woba, Desmond 435, Beltre 373, Andrus 373. Just give me these first 4 bats, man. The lineup shows doesn't even play anymore. Is he still on the team or is he injured? Oh, I guess he probably got optioned down. Yeah, he optioned down. Okay. I haven't seen him in forever, but yeah, definitely give me some lefties, some righties exposure from the Rangers. Let's go. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Let's go look at the band. Okay. What? Hanser Alberto. He's probably not going to play unless Odor's about to serve the suspension and just give up. Ian Desmond, Beltre, Andrews. They all bat in pretty decent spots. I think last time Ryan Rule batted 6. I think Ryan Rule batted 6 last time versus lefty against Santiago, and Andrews batted 7th, and Moreland batted 8th or something like that. Or Moreland batted 7th, and Andrews batted 8th. I'm not mistaken. Bobby Wilson has been pretty fake versus lefties too. I think he has quite a few big games versus them. Let's go see real quick, just to make sure. Oh no, it wasn't right. Okay. I feel like he has quite a few home runs though. Ryan Holiday, he only has 1. Okay, is that Bobby Wilson? Oh, he's only had. Okay, never mind. He just had a pretty decent game there last time. I'm always get confused with the Holiday and Wilson dude. They use 2 catchers. Let's take a look at the chat once again. Hard contact shows how hit. Okay. What's so special about? Yeah, it's pretty much showing you how hard they're hitting the ball. What I like to look at, I don't care about about hitters hitting the ball hard if the guy's got a fly ball pitcher. Versus Nola, so you never know. Yeah, like perhaps the players are lucky and they hit it hard, but it's a deep out. What's going on, Albatrox? They sound like Mason, especially. Yeah, I'm from Harlem, so It might sound like a little bit, and my nose is running and everything. I'm kind of sick out here, man. I don't know what it is. Probably this allergy season. But I think we kind of move on to the next game there. We got Cincinnati Reds and Milwaukee Brewers. We got John Lamb pitching, and we have a bunch of lefty killers on this on this Milwaukee Brewers team. So let's go take a look at some of the splits there. We'll look at John Lamb actually too. Now this guy, 370 over the righties, 312 batting average. Look at his ERA on the road, only 4 in his pitch, so we're not gonna kill him for that. Could have played the freaking Red Sox for all we know. But FIP and XFIP not good at all. FIP and XFIP, the lefties bad. Home run per 9, the lefties and righties not looking too good. Now let's look at the hard hit contact. The righties 39.6. That's extremely hard. And then we got a bunch of Brewers that hit lefties well. So we'll take a look at them right now. Is Domingo still? I think Domingo is still on DL. He's still on DL. So, yeah. But we still got Jonathan VR. We got Chris Carter. We got Ryan Braun. We'll do qualified. We got Hernan Perez. We got Chris Carter. We got Lucroy. I think Lucroy is not really hitting lefties that well, but let me actually do it like this. Already have bad. So Ryan Braun, 460 WOBA, 293 ISO. Domingo, he's out, but I would have loved to play him. Jonathan VR, 447 WOBA, 213 ISO, the 500 BABIP, and he bats lead off, which is what I love. Chris Carter, 337 WOBA, 257 ISO. Hernan Perez, 267 ISO, 332 WOBA. Even Aaron Hill, I've seen him have some pretty decent games. But John Lamb, man, he's just so inconsistent, so bad. And the Reds bullpen is horrible. So you can get a Brewer stat going here. They're in Miller Park, which is a hitter's park. Definitely can definitely be a lot of home runs for today. I think Ryan Braun is probably going to be like the safest outfield today. Let's go see his price on it. It's only 4,100, which is pretty cheap. Let me see his price on DK real quick. Let me change that to DK. He is. Oh, he's 5,100. Yeah, they overpriced. Yeah, because DK played, they priced you for the matchup. So if you have a great matchup, they're just gonna price you all the way up there, which is what they did with Ryan Braun today. So, man, if Hernan Perez does bat second, I might just have to have some exposure to him today. He's only 2.6 on DK, so I can only imagine he's like 2.4 on Fanduel or something like that. He's 2.1 on Fanduel, which is a punch. So you can definitely fit Core's bats today. If you choose, get some of these value plays. There's a bunch of them today with some pretty decent value pitchers. So now on the other side for the Brewers, we can look at Zach Davies' numbers. He actually kind of slowed down the Mets last start too. Had a pretty decent game. He's like 12 years old in the face, which is weird. It's giving up a 450 WOBA to lefties, 350 batting average, 3 home runs, 11 earned runs. Okay. Look at the FIP and XFIP. Oh my God, we have to ask some Joey Votto, maybe some Jay Bruce in that. Oh my God, for a hitter's park for lefties, Jay Bruce and Joey Votto. Now Joey Votto hasn't been having such a good season, but we know he can still. I've seen him have some pretty decent at bats, man. Like he'll get unlucky, and we know Jay Bruce has the power. So. Let's go take a look at some of this. Jay Bruce with 355 WOBA, 277 ISO. Got Joey Votto. Numbers a little down from last year. He's carrying a lot more than we like to see. But, man, I'm loving Jay Bruce and Joey Votto there. Pretty good spots. Oh, sorry. I'm freaking sick as hell for whatever reason. I don't know why. But, yeah, Jay Bruce, Joey Votto, definitely got to have some exposure to those guys today, man, versus Davies with those kind of numbers. Pretty high scoring game. Only projected to put up 4.1, but the Brewers expected to put up basically 5 runs. So it's definitely leaning me towards some Brewers in this matchup. Now, let me make sure see if this KC and White Sox game is on the slate. Okay, it is. But this game is going to most likely be rained out. I looked at it; it's supposed to be thunderstorming again. So I'm just going to skip over that game anyway. Regardless, now we've come to cores. I don't even need to talk to you about bats in this game, but just take Rocky bats. Take all the Rocky lefties, righties, whoever you want, man. We're gonna take a look right now at Matt Cain numbers. Oh crap. All I'm telling you is, man, you gotta have some Coors exposure today, and with these value pitchers, Look at this, 392 Woba the lefties, 337 the righties. The FIP and XFIP is actually not as bad, but when you're pitching in cores, I don't even care about that. Let's see. It's not a ground ball pitcher by any stretch of the imagination. 33.8 ground ball. That means, oh my God, a lot of balls will be flying out today. And Cargo just homered today, so you know he'll be super high on. Let's see. Where's Kane? Let's go see if any of these guys have BVP on them too. Make me feel a lot better. But I remember he used to be good at one point. So probably not too much. Okay, Power with 20 or 63. I like that's pretty darn good. Let's see if we can find Cargo. Oh, Cargo. Oh my God, he's owned Cargo. 852. Sheesh. Ben Post 1 for 2. Trevor Story 2 for 6 with a home run. And I was in AT&T Park, so that's not an excuse for him. I think that was in AT&T Park. Okay, 422. Who else are we looking for? What I'm looking for? Oh, Arenado. Oh yeah, that was Arenado there. Charlie Blackmon 6 for 19. So, I mean, it doesn't even matter, man. This guy has regressed regardless. And those are probably numbers from when he was actually good, which was like three years ago. So, pick on him here in cores, man. A lot of home runs gonna be flying out today. Now let's go take a look at these prices though. Is this Fanduel pricing? Let me make sure. Oh yeah, it says Fanduel pricing. So got Blackman 4.5. Cargo is so cheap. Cargo, lock him in your cash game. 3,500. I don't even care about BVP. Power's cheap as hell on Fanduel. 3.4. Oh my God. Fanduel must not care about pricing today. So just lock those guys in. Now we got Frederick versus Robbie Ray and Chase Field, another hitter's park. So there's a lot of good options today, man. I think the freaking cash line might be like 210 or something crazy today. So Robbie Ray has been pretty good for the most part. I like him as a tournament option too, but we'll take a look at Frederick. There he goes. Let's go take a look at some of his splits. I don't think he has that many starts under his belt. Okay, I think he has like 2 starts, yeah. So it's not much to go off of. So we'll look at last year. Okay, he struggled with righties last year. And then this year, what is he doing versus righties? Still 360 Woba. So we know we can definitely pick on him with some righties. K&M at 15.4%. FIP and X are pretty bad. Hard contact not extremely high, but it's in Chase Field, so that doesn't even matter that much to me. Let's go look at some of the bats from the D-back side. Off the back, I already like Drury. I already like Segura. Goldie, of course, but he's probably overpriced still just for being Goldie. Tomas, Beef Castillo. Man, you could give me a bunch of these righties from D-backs, but mainly I like Drury because, his ISOs went down a little bit. Owings, okay, he's looking pretty good with 371 Woba. I know he's pretty cheap. Beef Castillo, Tomas, Goldie's having a bad year too, but his Woba's still up there because he's getting walked 25% of the time, but they're probably just walking him to get to the next batter. It's not like he's getting walked because they're scared to pitch to him. Well, of course, it's because they're scared to pitch to him, but it's not like he's just working the walks. They're probably just intentionally walking him. So let me see. I think I actually show you that stat too. Oh, no, they don't. Okay. All right, so let me go back. So let's see some of the pricing on these guys. Owings 2.1K, Jury's 2.6. Tomas had a pretty decent price point. Beef pretty good. Paul Goldie only 4K. Weeks and Segura. So a lot of these D-backs are pretty cheap for the matchup they have. And I actually like Robbie Ray today too. We'll take a look at some of his numbers. Definitely improved a lot from last year, but we always know he struggles in Chase Field, so probably don't want to have too much exposure. 364 over the righties, 277 average. Damn, look at his ERA at home. So he's definitely still struggling at home. So I'll probably fade him just looking at that. FIP and XFIP is extremely bad, but like we said with Adam Conley, man, it's the Braves, and this situation is the Padres. So we'll take a look at some of the lefties hitters from the Padres. See if they even have anything decent worth playing. Okay, so of course Matt Kemp. But I think these guys have faced Kershaw and Bumgarner twice. So that might skew their numbers down a little bit. So I know a lot of these guys can hit lefties. Like I know Matt Kemp can hit lefties. For some strange reason, John Jay's a reverse splits guy. I think Will Myers has hit lefties. Derek Norris is his career lefty killer. So look at some of their numbers from last year. Okay, nothing crazy. He didn't play that much last year, so I think he was hurt. Who else we got? Let me see the projected lineup. Oh yeah, I forgot Savate's back too. I think he hit lefties extremely well last year too. So let's take a look at him. Let's go to last year's numbers. 242, so nothing crazy, man. And Robbie Ray for his FIP and exit, we probably don't want to pick on him there because a lot of these Padres numbers are skewed down to playing Bumgarner twice, and they've played Kershaw. So I don't know how to feel about their lefties numbers, but so I'll probably just fade Robbie Ray altogether. But I do like him a little bit in tournaments just because it's the Padres, and he's had, I think his swing and strike and all that is pretty good too. So let's go take a look at that. 10.5 swing and strike, 86.3 zone contact. Zone swing 63. Okay. Outside swing 26.3. Nothing elite there, but I like that swing and strike percentage. It's pretty good. So probably only do that against a team that doesn't have any good righties. So I respect a few of the righties on the Padres. So we'll move on from there. But yeah, for the most part, just give me some of the D-back righties from that game. We can move on. So Houston Astros at the Los Angeles Angels. Matt Shoemaker versus Mike Fiers. Now, this is actually projected to be a low-scoring game. I don't know if it's because Shoemaker locked up the Orioles. They think he's elite now or something. But let's take a look at his splits. I think he's a fly ball pitcher too, if I'm not mistaken. 397 both with the righties, 338. Even after that great game he had against the Orioles. FIP and XFIP still pretty bad. Got a pretty decent strikeout K percentage, but I think the Orioles just spiked that up. Ground ball decent, I guess, and for a foul ball, okay. But man, against the now this is tough because the Astros have been trash. So I don't even know if I really want to take anybody. The only consistent guy they have right now, freaking Evan Gattis has been probably their, Valbrena, Gattis, and Springer, I guess, have been pretty consistent. But Altuve, Correa, Rasmus, Tyler White, all these guys have been trash for the most part. And I probably just don't have any exposure to these guys until they start heating up again. Because most of the time they're home run or bust. They do not put up much runs. They do not get a bunch of singles, doubles, or anything like that. They're home run or bust for the most part. So we'll look at Fiers numbers, reverse splits too. Giving up more to righties. The XFIP is actually saying he's pretty good versus righties. He's just giving up the long ball. So if he can get that under control, I see why he can't, because he's giving up a 45.0 hard contact. And against guys like freaking Mike Trout on that team, Albert Pujols, let's see if he's missing bats. 18.3. I know Trout might look like a good spot here for a homer. So let's see. What's his price? 4,700. I can't do too many good options here. But I would not be surprised to see Trout take him deep this year. Well, today, let's go look at the BVP. Oh yeah, I'm on the wrong team. Okay, here you go. All right, let's go see if there's any BVP there. Okay, Trout 4 for 10 with no home runs, 2 Ks. Okay, I'm on Duckfish. Oh my god. Oh crap. Fab 3 got a small. All right, so Trout is 1 for 5, 1 home run, 1 RBI, 1 walk, 2 Ks. So, man, that be work. This guy's from Hollywood. Okay, that's cool. So I probably don't have any exposure to this game for the most part, especially there's too many good slates out there. Mike Fulmer. Now, this guy is the GOAT. I played him last time out, and he killed it for me. This guy had an amazing game, but he's traveling to Oakland, man. These guys don't seem to strike out much either, so probably don't want to have him here today. But this guy, he had some pretty good stuff, man. I watched the start. He's definitely racking up the strikeouts, man. He looked like a pretty good pitcher, so these numbers might go down. Let's see if the FIP and XFIP think so. So the XFIP think these numbers can go down if he can just stop giving up the long ball. He's in a great park to actually stop giving up the long ball too. So XFIP 2.77, 3.61 to lefties. He might be in a good spot here. The hard contact most likely can come down. I think he just had one bad start. I think he said in his first 2 starts that the wind was kind of messing up his sinker, and that's why he was giving up the home runs. So think he's got control of that. So the 38.5 home run per nine. Home run to fly ball. I'm not really a believer in that. I played them last time knowing those numbers, so I think he's going to actually get it back today. And actually, he did give up a home run to Longoria, too, now I think about it when I was watching that game. That was his only mistake that game, but he's been a pretty decent pitcher for the most part. So I probably don't have any exposure to A's, but I probably don't trust him yet until I see him have at least another consistent game in a row, especially with the A's that don't strike out much. But we'll take a look at Sean Manel. He actually had a pretty decent game last time out versus Yankees, and then he just started to die. So, well, it looked like it was going to be a pretty decent game. So we'll take a look at the splits. And we all know the Yankees can't hit lefties. So 402 well with 337. Batting average, FIP and xFIP extremely bad. Okay, only striking him out at 13.3%. Hard contact is still there, pretty much a fly ball pitcher. Okay, he has the big ballpark protecting him, but we'll take a look at the chat real quick. I haven't looked at it in a minute. Dion B. Okay. How high would you expect Urias and Core stack to be in cash? I don't think Urias should be high on the cash, but he will have he'll probably be like 15 to 20% owned in tournaments. How do you know if it's a pitcher park? You just know it based off the dimensions. You probably, how do I say this? And if you're having any doubts about it, you can freaking go, like I said, hold on. Show you the park factors, man. Scroll down to park factors. You see the best place for home runs, Yankee Stadium, Greater Cincinnati, Coors, Chase, Miller Park. So anything way above the 1000s here, you know, well, Marlins doesn't really matter, but because Ozuna, when you got Ozuna and Stan, they're kind of fake right now. But for the most part, anything well above 1000 is pretty much a park for home runs, a hitter's park. You can actually scroll through. You can scroll through the years too to see who's been consistently up there. Look, you see Miller Park, Camden, Yankee Stadium consistently up there, Coors, Cincinnati's ballpark. So these guys are consistently up there for home runs. So just take a look at park factors, man. Anything, if you like, of course, AT&T Park. You all know that's the pitcher's park. Jordan Marlins Park, for the most part, has been that. Oakland has pretty much been that for the last few years. So let's look at 2016 again. Oakland's pretty much at the bottom again. Let's go 2014, just to be sure. Where's it at? Oakland pretty much in the bottom again, bottom 10 again. And you go 2013. Oakland at the bottom again, near the bottom 10 again. So you can kind of look at that to see if a lot of home runs are not going to be hit out of those big ballparks. It's just a pretty big ballpark. For the most part, you can look at the dimensions and see it. Like, I'm not going to go through all that today, but yeah. So I think we got this game out the way. I probably don't want to have much exposure there. I do like Cameron Maybin. This guy's been pretty consistent. I'm not sure if Ian Kinsler's going to be back, but if Ian Kinsler's out and Maybin's batting leadoff, I have to take him. Of course, Miggy, Victor Martinez kills lefties, JD. Yeah, I didn't even think about it. You can stack this whole Tigers team, man. McCann has crushed lefties last year. Glaciers hit lefties good. Yo, they have a team built for lefties. They actually been struggling a little bit this year, but career-wise, most of them kill lefties like Miggy, Kinsler, Maybin, I think Castellanos, Iglesias. So, man, you can stack Tigers. The only thing I don't like is that ballpark, but for the most part, I like all the bats there. Let's see if they're pretty cheap. Let's go back. Hold on. 3.4. Miggy's extremely expensive. JD's extremely expensive. Kinder's extremely expensive. So if I'm going to get some exposure, it'll be V-Mart, who doesn't have power from the right side of the bat, but he kills lefties. Castellanos, I like him. Cheap. He even hit lefties pretty good in his career, but he's struggling right now. Maybin, McCann, 2.2. That can be a nice little punt if you're paying up for a pitcher. Yo, there's a bunch of good punts today, man. Today's really going to be a high-scoring game. And Iglesias is a nice little punt at 9. So we got the last game of the day. We got the Minnesota Twins at the Seattle Mariners. Pat Dean and Felix Hernandez. Now, Felix, I like him a little bit, but his swing and strike stuff has been down. He hasn't been racking up as much strikeouts as he once was. In the past, almost typed in King Felix. Let's go take a look at some of his numbers, though. See if there's even merit to playing somebody against him. I don't like him in that picking. 8.6 swing and strike, 91.5 zone contact. So he's not missing any bats at all, man. So that's what scares me a little bit. But let's look at the Woba. Pretty good. Okay. The Twins don't have any freaking lefties, though. The xFIP is pretty bad versus lefties, but the Twins don't really throw any lefties at you besides Mauer. Rosario's not really a good lefty, but Rosario and Santana, and they're not really good lefties, so I'm not even sure how to feel about that. So maybe this amount to playing King Felix in a big ballpark versus the Twins, who also strike out a lot versus righties. So I like him a little bit, but I just don't like that he's missing a bunch of bats, but he has a pretty good ground ball rate, which is what I like. 53, 54, the lefties and righties, pretty good. Damn, I'm so freaking sick right now. This is crazy. Then we got Pat Dean, man. I don't know much about him, but let's go take a look. I gotta remind myself to not do streams when I'm sick. 5.4 swinging strike, 91 zone contact. Let's see how many games he has under his belt. All right, so he has 54 at bats. I guess that's a decent sample size. 377 WOBA, but 320 batting average to righties. FIP and xFIP not great to righties. Kane 18.5. Let's see. Okay, so he's pretty much been a fly ball pitcher. He's giving up 35.0 hard contact. And he played the cold Blue Jays team. So if we're playing anybody from the Mariners, you can give me some Gutierrez. You can give me some Nelson Cruz. Let's go look at their prices first. Yeah, Netta 2.1 on Fanduel. That's pretty cheap. Goody 2.3. Yeah, he's too expensive for me there. But for the most part, I like Cruz. Give me Ionetta and Goody at their cheap prices. So I like those guys there. And with that being said, we can kind of switch it over to Draftkings now because that's where I run my cash game. So we'll take a look at some of the prices over there. Try to build a lineup. So I don't even know if it's okay. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna try to build a lineup right now. Let's see how it goes. I'm gonna try to make a cash game lineup. For the most part, of course, you gotta have some Tanaka versus the Rays. They've been pretty bad. Tanaka's pretty good. You get some value here. Maybe go Urias. I'm not certainly sold on it. Let's go. I just want to look at some of these prices first. Damn, they got Frederick the cheapest. All right. Sanchez, nah. Adam Conley might be super high on, so you could probably go Adam Conley there. Man, I like Felix Hernandez in a big ballpark. It could possibly work. But for the most part, we're gonna just go. We're gonna go Adam Conley. I think he'll be high on, so we do those two. Let's see, we got a catch. So we got 4K to work with already, so I like that. Buster Posey 5.3. I'm not paying that. Still, nah, I don't like that price. Let's see if we can find some cheaper catchers. We got Ionetta at 3.1. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good price for him. So, I just want to look down here and see more. It was such a big slate. I'm about to get freaking 50 catches to go through. Just want to make sure you can see if you can find some sleeper players. So that's pretty much what I'm looking at right now. See if there's some dirt cheap guys that Draftkings didn't overprice. So for the most part, I'm thinking I'm gonna just stick with my guy. Where's he at? Chris Ionetta at 3.1. That's I'm loving how much salary I have already. First base, Goldie. Oh my God, this guy has been cold, but they're trying to 5.5. That's the thing I hate about DraftKings though. Even if you hit somebody career-wise, if you're a good hitter versus lefties, they're gonna price you no matter how cold you have been. This is ridiculous. Mickey, I'm not paying 5 points. I'm not paying that for Mickey. B-Mark 4,100. I think I'll probably find some different, some cheaper bats there. Look for some cheaper bats. Matt Kane. Ben Paulson's pretty cheap, but he probably won't play. He'll probably have Matt Reynolds. Ryan Ruler at 3,300 versus Nice. I like that. About to take him at first base. E5. Let me see what E5 is right. He's 4,200. That's not a bad price. I definitely want to get some Coors bats, and I know they're overpriced, so I'm trying to look for exposure here. I'm trying to get a cheap home run, so most likely gonna get my boy Ryan Ruler, lefty killer. Now we got 42 to work with at second base. Damn, Gene Segura is 5K. Sheesh. I'm playing Cano at that price versus lefty. Kipnis, I love Kipnis today, but I'm not paying 4,800 for him. Let's see if we can find some better bets. I like Josh Harrison a little bit in tournaments. Phil Gosselin, if he bats second, I'm playing Phil Gosselin. He's been batting second versus lefties a lot. Uh, Let me see. Yeah, I think we go Phil Gosselin, man. He's pretty much batting second versus lefties almost every time. I don't respect knees, so I think he'll be high on too as well. It was 4,500 to work with, so now we're about to start getting to those prices. I'm gonna just go lock in. Let me see power running cargo 4,100. 4,500. That's pretty cheap. I'm just locking him in there. Let's see if we get Goody. What's Goody? 2,700. Oh my god. Oh my god. He's 2,700. If he bats second, he is a lock. He is a lock. Oh my god. So we can actually pay him for bats too. Let me see some outfit. I love Ryan Braun. That's a lock for me. Ryan Braun, Cargo, Goody. We got our exposure to cores. Let's see some shortstops. Let me see Chatwood numbers. So I don't know if I want to pay 5,400 for Crawford. Let's see. I like Elvis Andrews. Jonathan VR is pretty cheap. So we're about to start paying. Since I'm finding some nice cheap bats, I'm definitely about to start paying up. I know we're gonna find some good bats here. Arenado and Cores. Do I just want to pay 5,500? We can actually fit that too. That's the crazy thing. Let me see. I might get. I like Miggy a lot too. He's been on fire. And third versus a bad pitcher. Okay, now leads us 4,400 at third base. We got Jonathan. Well, he's been cold, so I don't trust him. I like Drury a lot. I do. I like Drury. Hopefully he bats high in the order too, because he's been killing lefties. We could probably upgrade something too. Let's see what we can do. We got 3,600 for a catcher. Probably don't want to upgrade there. Got Miggy, second base. Let's see how much. Get 37. Let's see. Let me see what you guys talking about, man. Damn, my coach. Lock it. Yeah, I like Ian Desmond today too, man. He's been crushing lefties. But let me see what's his price range. Let me see what's his price. 5,100. Come on, bro. I'm not putting him on the same price as Ryan Braun versus John Lamb. And Cincinnati has the worst bullpen statistically in the majors. So, I'm not sure how to feel about that. Let's go look at bullpen stats real quick so I can show you guys something. When I look for bullpen, I don't even really care about ERA. I look at let me go to relievers. I look at the FIP and XFIP pretty much. Reds have the worst XFIP. They giving up 1.95 home runs per nine. BABIP's pretty high. Home run to fly ball, right? Okay, the Rangers actually have a higher fly ball, home run to fly ball. But for the most part, look at their wins above replacement, negative 2.5, man. This Reds bullpen is trash. We put a trash pitcher out there versus them, Ryan Braun versus a lefty. I gotta take that. I have to take it. Ian Desmond is not a lefty. Well, he's not a better lefty hitter than Ryan Braun. He's not getting the Reds bullpen. So, and he's not Miller. It's a home game for Brewers at that too. So, I definitely there's no way I can take the Ian Desmond there. I gotta have some cores exposure for the most part. Right now, I feel shaky with only one cores bats when I can fit a few of them. So let me look. Actually, let me see. Who do we have at pitcher? That's pretty cheap. Let's see if I can find another cheap pitcher. No, 7K. I wouldn't even go below John. Below Trevor Bauer. Damn, maybe we can downgrade Miggy because he's not even in hitter's park. So we can actually go out there and get some more cores bats. Let me see who I trust here. 4,500 for Carlos Santana, too much. I like E5 in tournaments. At home too. Let me see how he's been hitting lately. Is he consistent? Okay. Hasn't hit a home run in a while. All right. But he's been a little bit inconsistent, so he might be a sneaky. I like Joey Votto too. And also, oh, I forgot to say I like Jay Bruce. God damn, I got to make quite a few lineups today, to be honest with you guys. Let me see if there's a cheaper first baseman. I'm trying to get some. I don't know who I want the most from cores. Let me see chat with numbers. Let's see. 353 Robo 270 batting average to righties. So he sucks more versus righties as opposed to lefties. Okay. Mm, 30.8, 53.8 ground ball percent. Let's see how it does at home. Home versus righties, 39 hard contact. Still a ground ball pitcher though. Man, the Giants don't really have too many righty. Like Hunter Pence is injured though. Let's see. Yeah. And I'm not paying $5K for Posey. See what's it? Okay. Let's look at Duffy. He's 3,300 on Fanduel, so I know. Let's see how much he is on Draftkings. 4,700. Lord. I ain't gonna lie. I might have some trouble making a lineup today, only for the simple fact that man, I want to pick the right cores bets. I don't want to have any. I don't want to be contrarian and then end up there freaking every core bets end up being like freaking. I don't know, like 50% owned. Especially with these pitchers on the slate today, you can really make it work. I like Castellanos. I like Donos. Let's see. Adrian Beltre. We'll just lock him in there. We're going to try to finish this lineup up real quick. We got an average of 6,300. Let me pick a picture. We'll go back to Conley. 5,200 for first base. Oh, Brandon Bell is injured too? All right, so he's dealing with an injury. Wow. Who would I downgrade? Because I really like Mickey, man. And I could get freaking Goldie at home versus a lefty, a bad lefty at that. So let me see if we can make this a tournament lineup. Pretty much, we can make this a tournament lineup. We'll get. Can't believe I'm about to say we're about to roster Trevor Bauer. Oh no! But now I like this a little bit for tournaments. For cash games, I'm definitely gonna have Tanaka. Maybe some Felix Hernandez too, in cash, and then I'll find my value plays elsewhere. You got freaking Gerardo Power pretty cheap. You got Cargo cheap. Get Power's price on DK with the amount of value there is at pitcher. So for the most part, man, this is pretty much it. I'm about to bring this video to an end. Let me see what you guys are talking about. Do you look to attack a ground ball? You look to attack fly ball pitchers, especially in hitter's park. If he's a fly ball pitcher in the hitter's park, that's what I look for. And pretty much for like Envious Lyrics just said, I look for the best matchups. Sorry, I got a GPP mindset. Yeah, it's cool, man. I got a GPP mindset too, man. I do more GPPs on Fanduel than I do cash games. So I'm greedy for that price. I'm greedy for that number one play. So that's how I've been for the most part all season. I probably run for most of the season. I probably run 60% tournaments, like 40% cash games off Fanduel. So yeah, we're definitely bringing this video to an end. Though I appreciate all you guys taking it through, man. And I actually have work today, so I'm about to start getting ready for that. And I guess I'll catch you later. Hopefully we win some money. You can still write me on Twitter, Daily FD Lines. Let me load it up the Twitter page. In case you guys don't know. Yeah, you see DFS chat with Daily FD Lineups right there. Let me see my mentions real quick. Okay, yeah, I see. All right, yeah, so definitely hit me up there. Definitely have some back and forth. We can create some dialogue. Thank you for the slate. And pretty much come to an end, man. Peace.